This is me jumping into the middle, another one of your conversations there, the TheChad11804. I'm going to be commenting both on your video as well as the response video done by RB13240. If you look at our founding fathers, like they pretty much had to beg George Washington to be our first president of the United States of America. Now everyone who's running for public office wants power over you. I know it's going to enter that almost conspiracy, kind of realm for me here, but I've always been kind of a little leery about people who go out of their way to have authority over other people. Maybe some of them do honestly believe that they're doing it to help society and to further things. I don't know. I've always been a little weary on that front. However, it's you said you didn't vote, and I voted some this last elections, and some things I didn't vote for. I mean, I can't vote against everybody. I can't say I don't want any of these people. So in my choices, I can do the lesser of two evils, but is that really an honest vote? If I'm just voting for Obama because, I think McCain's the bigger problem, then I'm still voting for a problem. I mean, have I honestly, would me voting for Obama had made me, give me any right to say I don't think either of those two idiots should have been there? I just called him an idiot. Yep, that slipped right on out there. Also, the Afghanistan war. I feel kind of the same way about this as I do about Iraq. We went in there, we started something. I mean, and maybe we owe more in Iraq because we completely wiped out their system of government. And I don't think we should, just went in there, beat them up, and then, immediately pull it out and let the vacuum just suck in whatever it can. We should, I believe it was our responsibility, our duty, to help the people, rebuild their government infrastructure so that they can take care of themselves again. And I don't know if we didn't do that in Afghanistan. But I don't know if because we're there, if the Afghanistan people or the government has come to rely on us being there and perhaps have weakened some of their own capabilities. And, I don't know if that's happening, but, if it is, then yet again, they need to know that we are leaving and so that they can get their house in order before we just say, hey, here's the check and bail. Also, it's going over the chairs to shake the president's hand. I mean, he's the man. If you're in the army, I mean, that's as high as it goes. And I mean, look at the crazy things, civilians do to with other celebrities. And I mean, it's just celebrity worship. It's there. It's everywhere. But we are a volunteer army. I'm not saying that we should throw them around like crazy and be willing to throw them at anything, but it is a volunteer army, and we've reached a time because their wars are much less frequent than what they were during a period of history, and they have gotten smaller number wise and things of that nature. And I think we are in an era now where people are joining the military just like they would go to the post office, get a job there. It's just viewed as a good government job with good, health benefits and pension and, government benefits. And, I think we're seeing that now. And I think that, these drawn out areas of theater of operations that we're getting into is it's causing a strain that wasn't anticipated, even though it is a voluntary army. RB13240. You were talking about the billions we spend on war and the millions we spend on the Olympics, and where that could money go, and you mentioned something about that as well, the Chad. Look at how much I live in a town with a college, and the amount of money that's spent on college sports is spent on NFL sports. I mean, look at that. You've got in the NFL, I mean, look at how much money those people make, and they create nothing. I mean, yes, it's entertainment, but I mean, as far as like them creating something or performing a service that's actually better in the society or the world we live in or the community we live in, it does it. I mean, that is something that's always kind of bothered me, that some of the most well-paid people, you know, in our country, some of the most well-respected, are people who, you know, play a child's game. I mean, yeah, they're bigger and yeah, they're doing it harder and faster, but it's you know, when you get down to it, football is still a game. It is, you know, it's not science. It's not education. It's not, you know, becoming a doctor or a nurse or a healthcare or a counselor. I mean, it's playing a game. And I mean, musicians, same thing. Look at how much money is spent on concerts and things of that nature. I mean, we spend millions and you know, possibly billions if you add up like an entire industry. And it's not really going to help people. It's, you know, going merely for entertainment. So I don't know how you deal with that. Yeah, also the killing innocent people. I'm sorry, I don't do scripted videos. I sort of off the cuff what's on my head. I did try to take some notes to get some bullet points kind of on things I need to talk about, so I know I'm bouncing around, so forgive me. But the killing innocent people, is every single person in Afghanistan innocent? If when in war, is whatever country is currently being occupied, is those people suddenly, you know, all, I mean, I'm not pro go kill everybody in the world, but I mean, when a war is happening, yes, and you can say innocent people get caught in crossfires and things of that nature. And, you know, but to just say that we're off just killing these innocent people is the only thing we're doing in the war, I don't know if I can put that as, you know, something I can say is actually, you know, intellectually honest. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. The no good war is a good war. I can back that up, and you know, maybe at the time when we joined World War II, you know, in American history, there was a time there where a lot of people in the U.S. supported going in on Germany's side. And we didn't really know about the Holocaust and other things like that, the millions that were being killed, until after we showed up there and, you know, found them, and then, you know, were amazed like everyone else. But we reached a point, the global village. That is here. We are definitely a global village now. Things that happen around the globe, we can know about instantly. Things that people from around the globe can do. Our technology has reached a point where nothing stays in your own yard anymore. I mean, for all practical purposes, every country's yard is touching each other as far as how, you know, a disruption here can cause a disruption there. A disruption, you know, in this country could lead to higher oil, gas prices, or food prices for other countries. I mean, we are so tied together now, economically, communications. I mean, it is real hard to just say, I'll stay in my yard, you stay in your yard. Like, just less, you know, 200 years ago was pretty much how, you know, the world could have been. We have progressed so far past that. I mean, you mentioned, you know, our abilities to communicate, and yes, I mean, you're making a video from Canada, you know, the Chad's making a video, I'm making a video back to both of you. We're communicating, but if you look at it, look at how much, I don't know about in Canada, but in the U.S., a large portion of our, you know, news sources are owned by, you know, one parent company. Even though we have so many means of communication, are we really, you know, hearing that many different views Or is it just that many different flavors of what one parent company wants to put out there, either to promote their idea or to just provoke or, discuss or shock the public into selling more? That's another question I can't answer. But yet again, sorry for jumping in another conversation. Everyone have a good day.